Welcome back to the Wizard Shop, and today we're going to talk about why I hate BMWs so much. Let's get started. So there's been much speculation in the comments over this past probably 100 videos about the Wizard hates BMWs, and then the question arises, why? Why does he hate BMWs so bad? I don't understand it, or I don't get it. Today we're going to show you why I hate BMWs. This is a 2001 325 Ci, and I feel so bad for this customer. She's such a nice lady, and I really hate what's going to have to be done to her bank account just to fix something very cheap and very simple.
Whoa there, whoa there, whoa there, whoa there. Yeah. Now, I'm no BMW lover here, Wizard. But this is the E46 BMW 3 Series. Yes?
Yes, it's a 3 Series that no one ever maintains because it's more than the car's worth.
Well, the car is one of the most reliable BMWs ever built. It's one of the best BMWs built before they really went down the rabbit hole of terrible engineering. And this engine, this is a 330?
325.
A 325. So it's one of the most reliable engines ever. It doesn't have any of the stuff where it's really stressed, you know, the Vanos and that kind of stuff. Well, this is a good one.
And we're going to show why even the good one is such a horrible idea. It's bad.
You're going to get a lot of heat in this video.
That's fine. I'll take the heat.
More heat than me when they think I'm on drugs.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to show you guys. I'm going to get the hood opened, and we're going to talk about why. It actually makes me angry. This is a friend of one of my great customers, so I took on the BMW, but I normally don't.
Yeah.
And I really feel bad for her on this, so let's go ahead and get the hood opened.
These are my normal eyes. This is how I am off camera. This. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So this one came into the shop with oil drenching all over the ground like Niagara Falls, and the customer was like, I can't drive it that way. It's leaving oil all over my driveway. It's making a huge mess. I'm tired of it. I'm ready to get this taken care of. As you can see, there's a giant open hole. There's a whole lot of things missing here. And that's what I'm going to get at today. Everything that had to come off of this engine to replace a $3 seal. A gasket, I guess you call it.
Well, these aren't known for big oil leaks. They're known for the cooling system going...
Yeah, I know. This reservoir cracking or blowing out. And then people keep driving it and then they lock the motor up.
Correct, yes.
But this one, luckily, it's just an oil leak. But you would think, okay, $100 or $150. Okay, go ahead and fix it. I want that done. And that's not the case here.
Oh, you filled a TV cart.
Yes.
A bad day at school today.
Yep. So we got the air filter housing out. We got the shroud out and the fan out. But there's more. Just wait. There's more.
Billy Mays here.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's an air duct. Here's our tensioner, an idler, and the alternator.
Wow.
Well, just wait. There's more.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's our oil filter adapter. It's also the alternator bracket. And on most cars, this thing would do just as it stated, an alternator bracket. It would just hold the alternator in place, and that's it. But not on a BMW. It doesn't matter if it's a V8 or inline 6 or the 4-cylinder. I don't know why, but they keep running oil through the alternator brackets. It goes all the way up to the oil filter and back through again. And I'll flip this over. And you can see where a gasket goes, and here's the remnants of the gasket. It's actually plasticized. It just snaps in half now. You can hear it. Cheap rubber. So here's the new gasket. Brand new, $3.38. But this job's going to cost her $600.
That could be worse.
It could be worse, but for a $3 gasket, I've actually done a newer 5 Series that has a V8 in it, and it was the same scenario. It was actually a smaller seal. It was $1.98 for that seal, and it was $1,000 to replace it. Had to take the motor mount off, had to take all these brackets, alternate, all kinds of parts off to get to it.
I guess I've been conditioned to this for so long, but that doesn't seem that bad to me.
It doesn't, but for somebody who wants a reliable car, who maybe is in lower to middle class, and they just really don't want to be lighting their money on fire,
Yeah.
kind of like someone we know.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I don't mind taking the money.
So how many miles are on this thing?
107, it just crossed 100,000 miles.
So right when all the stuff starts to go.
Yep,
Everything.
that's exactly, and you can see it's already starting.
So it's going to be, death of 1,000 cuts, basically. Little
Yeah.
stuff like this. It'll keep going. The valve cover gasket not leaking.
Not yet, but it will be.
And cooling system eventually.
She's had a new thermostat put on recently by another shop. You can see that it's had a blowout in the past. It seems it's been repaired, and they didn't clean it. They just left it there. The cooling system's holding pressure as it is. It's doing fine. So that's something happened there. Maybe even the thermostat was the issue.
Early on, you liked BMWs.
I used to, but they were like 92, 93.
I sold you a 5 Series wagon.
And I loved it.
You loved it. It was a little too low for the dirt road, I think, right?
Someone had lowered it.
And I brought in BMWs for you to work on early on in the Hoovie's garage thing, and then you were okay with it until, well, the 745 made you have the valve cover gaskets. But then what really did you in was the M5, the E60 M5 with the SMG. We had to replace the transmission. And since then, you haven't wanted a single BMW from me.
Right.
You've banned me, and I've met the
you.
car ninja since, and he does that.
I think the reasoning is this situation hasn't happened 1 or 2 times. It's like 50 times.
Right.
And I'm really getting tired of presenting customers with these huge bills for $3 gaskets. It's just like, what? What kind of engineering is that? And it never fails that the person that owns a car like this, I'm not classifying people or trying to put people in a pigeonhole or whatever, but it never fails that the person that owns a 3 Series, they don't make $100,000 a year. They make 20 or 30.
Yeah. I mean, this is a $5,000 car, so
Yeah.
that's $600 is 10% of what they paid for it, that's no slouch. Yeah.
And they're hoping to get a really cool car. Finally, they can get a BMW, and every time they turn around, it just hammers them.
Yeah.
And I really don't like that for people. I really don't like that at all.
Yeah. Like a BMW kidney, you eventually end up selling your kidney.
Yeah. You donate a kidney to keep it running.
Yes.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and take a look around it, take a look at the interior, and at least let you guys check it out. This one's in decent shape. It doesn't have dents or scratches, or it's not beat up. It doesn't have any road rash on the wheels. Those look like she ran over some tar or something. That's not a fault of the car. This is a convertible. It's a really good looking car. It looks really neat.
That's not sealing
No,
that well.
probably just leave it be.
Right?
Don't pull on it.
Don't go through a car wash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a common convertible BMW thing.
So go around the back. It does have a nice rear end as far as the tail lights and the... No, don't grab it.
The badonkadonk is nice. Yes.
It does have a nice badonkadonk. They do have they do look nice. I will say that.
Yeah. Now this is a sport package car. I can tell with the steering wheel.
Yep.
Sport steering. Doesn't have the sport seats.
It does have a little bubble in the paint there.
Oh.
As we come around here.
Checkered flag floor mats.
Yeah.
All right.
Sport package.
Well,
The interior's decent.
it's definitely decent.
It does have by your elbow here, it looks like a rug burn.
Ugh. It has eczema. There's a little repair there in vinyl and then glue and...
Yeah.
Oh my.
But otherwise, it's not too bad. So, the dash is in decent shape. It's not all cracked. It's not all beat up. And the windshield is not cracked. That's a nice interior. The dash is really laid out well. The climate control and the radio is there. That harkens back to the early 90s.
Yes.
All the styling, the buttons and everything.
Yes.
These typically fail on a 3 Series. I've replaced probably 20 of those.
But at least it's pre-iDrive and all of that crazy stuff where BMW really lost their way.
Yeah. There's hazard and locks. Yeah, no iDrive on here. I'm very happy about that.
Oh, it's got the Dumbo ear for the top. There's a BMW calling card there. The Dumbo ear.
Yep, flaps around. Convertible Dumbo ear. And the seats are decent in the back. There's really not a headliner. It's just a convertible top, but it's in decent shape. The car is in okay shape, and I admire the customer for doing what it takes to keep it in good shape. But I really hate that people have to pay that kind of money for. And the sad thing is even when we get this fixed on this car, there will be something else that's $600, another thing that's $500, another thing that's $800, and it just never ends.
You do realize this is how you make money.
Yeah.
If everybody followed your advice, you would be bankrupt and, I don't know,
Yeah.
working back at Harvey County Prison or something. Or was an old job, we would say.
Well, I do like making money, but I don't like somebody having to pay that much money for a gasket that probably costs 50 cents to make. That's kind of a bummer for the customer. I feel bad.
You feel bad for her, but then when that kind of stuff happens to me, you make these noises and laugh and go,
Yes. I guess I do, don't I?
You do. I'm a little offended here.
Okay. Let's get the hood open. I want to show you guys a few other things here. So we just put new spark plugs in it, which wasn't too big of a job. This plastic piece comes off. The plugs are just old, and we put new plugs and it runs much better now. But underneath the intake here is a PCV valve system. You can kind of see it there. This pipe I'm touching goes to it. That frequently breaks or the hoses crack. There can also be coolant leaks back there and vacuum leaks from the PCV system. And that is a big teardown. The whole intake has to come off, and that PCV system is not $50. It's more like $200 or $300. And then you got labor on top of that. This plastic right here, this is another BMW hallmark. I'm not going to push on it, but if I were to just barely push on it, I know it'll just crack and break in half.
BMW and plastic. Why can't they figure it out?
I don't know. This is the same plastic that the thermostat housing's made out of, the coolant reservoir. It's all breaky everywhere. Anytime I've had one of my guys work on one and I can hear them working away and then I hear them curse really loud and I hear I know they're in a BMW and they just broke something plastic.
Yep. And you can't charge them for that because...
No. I have to pay for it because it happened here in the shop, which is fine. I tell them, be careful when you go in here, and the next thing I know, but that happens. I mean, that happens to the best mechanics. So a lot of you guys have watched Hoovy's Garage and you've seen Car Ninja on there. I actually have a deal with Car Ninja. Most of the BMWs that I get that come through the shop, I just refer them to him. And then when he gets a Land Rover product like Range Rover or something or what have you, or an Aston Martin or he just really doesn't like English cars. He doesn't like them.
Yeah.
So he sends them here.
Well, he's so fast on this stuff because he's done 1,000 of this job probably. He could do it in a fifth of the book time. But you don't like these, but you like Land Rovers.
I love Range Rovers.
They're so unreliable. People, it's the same reason. They buy these things cheap. They're amazing cars, and then they just destroy people's lives. But then you don't mind fixing those.
I have an affinity for them, so I'm able to look past the flaws. I love Range Rovers.
We buried one.
Yes, we buried one. It cost too much to fix it, and it ended up in a hole.
Okay, you're a strange man, conflicted man, but
I am.
You have your tastes, and clearly it's not BMWs, as we've established.
Yeah, BMW is not on. It doesn't set well on my palate.
Okay.
But Range Rover does. So we have that agreement. Me and Car Ninja. I send him the BMWs, most of them, and he sends me all the English cars that he really doesn't like them. He doesn't like them either. There's really nothing different other than one's more reliable than the other. Just doesn't like them. And I just don't like these. So it's a mutual exchange. It works out pretty good.
It does. It's nice that you guys don't fight. So yeah.
Yep. And have no beef with the Car Ninja.
The wife and the mistress actually like each other. This is nice for me. Yes.
No, we don't have any of that going on. Okay.
You went with Utah instead of Kansas now. Here we go.
Yeah, Mormonism.
Sister wives. Yeah.
What is that called? Polygamy?
Yeah, polygamy. Yes.
Yeah. So normally we put these vehicles on the lift and we take a look underneath, but we're not going to do that today because the customer's really needing their car back. So as soon as we're done filming here, Magic Mike is going to jump right on this, get it back together, and tomorrow we can get the vehicle back to the customer. No longer pouring oil all over the ground, but $600 lighter in her wallet, unfortunately, for this. That's too bad. Well, it is what it is. It's got to be fixed. I'm happy to exchange no more oil leaks for cash. So if you're curious what kind of tools we use on cars like this, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut. Really appreciate that. And if you haven't hit if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, I really recommend you do that now. We've got a really cool Oldsmobile project coming up. What are you doing?
I'm telling them to hit the button.
Okay. We got the Oldsmobile, the Malibu, the yacht. We have a lot of really cool videos to come, guys. You don't want to miss out. Thanks for watching. They're going to hate on you in this video.
I'm not. I'm much more normal than I was last time.
I know.